Greetings, y'all. It's your Knock Peter Mata, and welcome back to another Golf Stories podcast. Of course, joined here by PGA Tour caddy, Derell Hatton. Derell, episode 19, man.
How's it going, dude? Episode 19, we're going. We're still, again, finding ways to get it done, and here we are.
Yeah, we're making it happen. It's a special week. It's a major week. It's Glory's second shot PGA Championship week. But we got a busy slate before we get really into that. Did you get any golf in? I know you're out caddying right now for an event for Corn Ferry Tour. So I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to talk about
Lately, I've actually been playing really well for the most part. Like iron wise, it's been great. Last week, there's a golf course that I play at a lot. Eagle Ridge is hard to hit fairways, so if you're hitting fairways, it's a good thing. And then irons have to be pretty dialed. So I'm in a good place right now. Iron wise, driver still always shaky, but I'm on the road the next couple weeks, so we're putting that on hold. And when I get back to it, be excited to start playing again. And again, rolling it pretty well. Actually, not chipping, very great. But I think just like anything, there's this correlation of good ball strikers and not so good chippers. So maybe that's a good or bad thing, however you want to look at it. But how's your golf game? What's you getting anything in? Well, talk to me.
Man, I played Sunday, and then Monday was the qualifier. Sunday I played solid. We played a course out there in Morgan City, near Morgan City, called a Chapalaya. That's a brutal course. It's like from the tips at 7,500. We didn't play that. We played about 7,000 yards and played solid. I mean, I struggled in the beginning, which that course is, but I played solid. I hit it decent. I putted solid, so I was like going into the qualifier ready to go and pretty confident. And
Mm-hmm.
but as you know, in golf, it just when your game, you need your game the most. It comes and goes as it pleases, and didn't get the job done. Shot me an 84. Needless to say, I didn't make it. Golf is a funny game, man. It's gives you the high of the highs and the lows of the lows, and it makes you feel embarrassed when you know you can do better.
Right. Always.
Yeah, but I'm not peace with it. I gave it my best. We'll keep chopping at it. We'll keep working at it, and
Oh, for
maybe
sure.
get some new equipment in the bag too. Yeah, I know we've talked about that off there, so
Yeah.
maybe eventually that's going to be the play that really puts me over the top. But I'm pretty pleased with where my game is, honestly. Just need to keep working at it.
No, and I think that like anything, it actually should get you excited almost because like, hey, this is not really what I do, and I know I'm better than this. So it just gets you back to the drawing boards and to keep working hard and getting after it.
Yes, exactly, man. So yeah, I'm not going to get in that tournament, but I've got some other things maybe in play later in the summer. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to, again, my game, sharp for those. As far as good golf out there, did you catch the PGA Tour, the Byron Nelson, AT&T Byron Nelson?
I definitely caught most of the early rounds and seeing. I was there last year, so it was just kind of cool to be able to just watch it as a fan and spectator, and just cool to see what they can do this year. And I didn't think last year was soft and wet, so obviously they killed it last year, and this year they definitely killed it even more. And it wasn't, you'd think it'd play tougher with the conditions that they had this week with not being soft, but they're just good players, and that golf course obviously set up to where they can kind of attack and keep going low. And it obviously shows because the same guy who won it last year when it was quote unquote easy, just came back and to say, you know what, guys, this is my golf course.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Big Sexy, Mr.
Yeah.
Sexiest Golfer Alive, KH Lee. We somewhat call it. I mean, I put him on the thumbnail just because he was defending champion. He's
Right.
got that funny persona. He wants to be the sexiest golfer as well as the number one golfer. But hey, he backed it up this week. Literally, he's bringing sexy back to back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hey, 25 under last year. I think 26 under this year. Man, they really did rip it to shreds. And it really ultimately came down to this hole right here. I mean, Jordan Spieth was in contention. He finished second, obviously a Dallas boy, and played there as his first PGA Tour stop. And he had about a 10-footer on 17 to really kind of, that was an opportunity to really, tie KH Lee before going to that last par five. And, he put kind of honestly, a lousy stroke on it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that doesn't put a spoil on his week. He really did play well. I mean, shooting 25 under. I mean, you're doing something right. Our guys, of course, the time I picked Scotty Scheffler, he doesn't he doesn't produce. He was up there, just didn't quite get it done. So the lid is still on the curse. And but we had other guys. Sebastian Munoz shoots 60. A bunch of Xander Schauffele shot 61 that final day. Han shot 61 Saturday. Matsuyama was there, hit another just flush wood on the last hole, shoot 62. Any of the contenders or anything else that stuck out as far as the Byron Nelson?
I mean, I had JJ Spawn, struggled Sunday, and he was up there early the first couple days, and I was kind of licking my chops there, and I'm like, you know what, this is a good pick. And again, it's just tough. Golf is tough, and
Yeah.
even though you're just like your game that you were talking about, like you felt good going into your little event, and here we go, and it just isn't there, and it's gone both ways. I'm sure you're not feeling so hot, and then you go in the tournament and we're playing well. So that's how crazy golf is, and then and it's worked out in the light of like, hey, I am playing well, so why not play well this week? And that has happened a lot as well. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, JJ was up that dude. Remember seeing his name, and didn't finish great on Sunday, but you know what? Uh, Going to the PGA, I'm sure he's fine where his game is at. James Hahn, actually, I did want to point out because I was thinking about him as far as a pick last week, but I mean, I obviously didn't pick him, but he had finished second, I think second in the Tour Championship when they had the Corn Ferry Tour event there. So that's some kind of semblance of why he plays well there. Obviously, he played well the week before.
yeah, he's
at
definitely
Wells
trending.
Fargo. So
He's definitely trending.
I mean, there was signs there for those who wanted to choose I don't know, make a bet that he would get a top 10, which he did get a top 10. So yeah, just shout out to James Hahn there. But yeah, it was a good week, fun week. It was different as far as seeing them really rip it to shreds. TPC Craig Ranch, and obviously I don't know if they're going to be ripping to shreds this next course that we're talking about and this next event. It's time to move forward to Glory Second Shot, as we talked about the PGA Championship at Southern Hills. First time they're having the PGA here since 2007, which you can see old T-Dub over there on my left shoulder. Derell, what do you? I know, I mean, you weren't there during 2007, but what do you know about Southern Hills, or what have you read that sticks out?
I mean, the only thing I haven't really dived in much on Southern Hills. I just heard from everybody that it's hard, and so obviously because I'm not there this week, it's just hard to really dive in just from how I operate. So, but I am excited to really like this year be more into it and be able to like know holes. Like I don't really know any holes, and so but again, it's a major, so now I'm a lot older compared to when I was in 2007. Like 2007 wasn't really. They had the Champions Tour there last year.
Yeah, last year.
So obviously I didn't pay too much attention to that but I know my buddy was caddying there, and he talked a little bit about it, and like I said, he says it's tough, so it's going to be a good test compared to I think a normal PGA, because normally typically not saying they're always easy, but guys say it's the easier one of the majors.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They kind of go back and forth. It's almost a sense of lack of identity in what they want to do with it, because you do get like those PGAs where they rip it to shreds.
Yeah.
I mean, then you get PGAs like this or at Bethpage where it's like basically a U.S. Open light. So
right.
Interesting that they go back and forth. But yeah, they definitely struggle here. I mean, they Southern Hills has hosted. I think they're going to be their 5th PGA Championship hosted. which is I think that's the most for any PGA championship, any course for a PGA championship. Hosted the '01 U.S. Open, the U.S. Am in 2009. Been on won that, by the way, and a couple of tour championships in the '90s. So, and the PGA champion in '94. So 3 straight years there, '94, '95, '96. You saw it. Yeah. My biggest recollection of it was the 2007 PGA. Uh, I mean, I think that was right when I was in the midst of playing junior golf and really the Tiger mania, and I do remember Tiger winning that. And uh, one of the biggest things that stuck out is because he was playing so well during 2007, but he hadn't won a major up to that point, so there's just a lot of pressure on him to get another major to make it as he says, a great year. And for him to get it done, as he does, is pretty awesome. It was a hot week. I don't think it's going to be hot as it was in 2007. It was in the triple digits. It was obviously in August. It's
Yeah,
different.
different time. Yep.
Yep. And it's longer now. I believe it's 7,400. I think it was 7,100 back in '07. So lots of different little things going on with it as far as the course goes. But yeah. Phil Mickelson, who is not going to be in the field. I know last week I had said that he wouldn't be. I thought he would be making his debut, I guess, since his comments. Any thoughts on not seeing Phil? He's a defending champ. He's
I
a
mean, yeah,
50-year-old champ.
that's the tough part. I mean, I don't know all the logistics of everything going on, but it's just tough in my eyes to not see Phil there.
Right.
I know again,
He's a living legend.
especially like again, like with all the like Saudi League stuff, and again, ultimately the Saudi League isn't starting till first week of June, so you would think everything should be okay till then, and then have all the rift and the raft after June, because
Yeah.
obviously it's really starting and it's dived in more. So
Right.
that's the tough part. I mean, and I just like seeing the competitor, and again, he's your defending champion. Like you want your defending champion there unless he's hurt.
Right.
So
Yeah. I mean, record-setting defender. He's 50 years old, 51 years old, or
yeah,
whatever he was.
so obviously it is what it is, and we're just gonna go with it. But it's just tough to see on my end.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't grow up the biggest Phil fan, but I definitely respected him over the years as far as his game and everything. And shit, I mean that as a 50-year-old and also beating basically prime Brooks Koepka. I mean hell, that's something to definitely take your hat off to. And it's a shame that we don't get to see him defend his championship this week. But there's plenty of other good golfers in the field, as we know. There's actually, I think, known as is this not as the strongest field in golf. I want to say, I know the players sometimes they say that too, but uh, everyone in this field is a pro, including the PGA pros who do qualify for it. I believe there's 20 of them each year that qualify for it, something like that. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's interesting. Any comments on that as far as being the strongest field in golf?
Well, obviously the strongest field in golf is the players because they're all touring pros.
Tour
Uh,
pros, yeah.
so I think this is the strongest field in a sense. You can argue it because everybody is quote unquote a pro.
Hmm.
So there's no amateurs compared to the Masters, U.S. Open, the Open. They have amateurs, a ton of them, and then everybody technically is you can qualify for all the Opens. This one you can only qualify if you're a PGA pro
Exactly. Yeah. So
or
that's
a
kind of the
touring pro and getting in.
yeah. Also, how about a little thing? It used to be a match play. Did any thoughts on that as far as the PGA being stroke play for so long? I mean, it was like in the '60s, I want to say, when they changed it. Do you think they should keep it as a stroke play or any? Because generally, this is known as kind of the weakest of the four majors. Kind of
Right,
it's
right. Technically, it is, and you're. I mean, anybody who wins it, it's great, but it's again because it's known as, in a sense, just by without really saying the weakest of the four. I think
Mhm.
it's fine because it just gives everybody an opportunity, and at the end of the day, your name's going to be in
Mhm.
history as a major champion.
Yeah,
Even though,
major.
like, even though most people like, in my eyes, maybe it's different for me. Like, I think the Players is more prestigious than the PGA, but it's irrelevant because it's still not considered a major, nor I think will it ever will be. So
Right.
at the end of the day, you'd still rather pick the PGA Championship.
The players hasn't yet been bestowed as a major, which I honestly think it should be. I mean,
Yeah,
you might as well. It's the fifth governing body, basically, of golfing world. And yeah, as far as the PGA, it's what it is. It's almost a glorified PGA Tour event in that it's basically a regular week. They're just playing a different golf course. But that's just the feeling I get when I watch it. It feels like just like anyone on the PGA Tour can come out and win this.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Fine. I mean, it is what it is. You still have to play great golf and everything like that. I did like my brother's idea as far as like helping them maybe find an identity. Is that either go back to that match play or make it an international major where they can play. Obviously in America, but elsewhere. Asia, uh, Canada, South America, wherever, just to I don't know grow their game and just kind of make it stand out more. So I thought that was an interesting take he had and. Yeah, I think it's something to talk about as far as the PGA, since for lack of a better term, it is the weakest of the four majors.
It's
But
just
yeah,
the other part. But I think honestly, like again, I don't know the complete ruling. Like I think I liked it left as the last major, so at least it has more hype and you can kind of finish your year off and still. I don't know the official like reasoning why it's where it is in the schedule, but I'm not a fan of where it is on the schedule. Me
okay,
personally.
interesting.
So
Yeah,
I think
logistics
that
because the Olympics basically.
yeah, but
Uh,
I think it just
that's what.
happened so soon.
Yeah,
So like we're in every month there's a big event
yeah.
from
I think that the logistics they wanted that pretty much to happen since
yeah.
March through August. And also the players. I mean the FedEx Cup. They wanted to move the playoffs, I guess, away from football as much as possible for TV ratings. So I mean, it feels so like fast paced, but every
It
major
is.
every
It
month.
is
So
like it's so soon. But it is what it is.
yeah, I also do like that it was Glory's last shot
Oh,
before. And
those little ads got me very excited.
yeah, I mean those are that's iconic. It's nostalgic now. It's been a few years since they moved it to May. So interesting. It works logistically. So I guess we'll just have to stick with it. But anyways, I think it's time to get to our picks, Daryl.
I'll let you
It's time.
start off this week. Let's see what kind of heat you're
Okay.
packing this week.
Alrighty, I'll start us off then. CBS odds below. Um, I'm gonna go with a guy. So what I think will work this week is a strong approach play, iron play. I mean, obviously Tiger in '07 pretty much won here with mostly irons and everything. Granted, it was a different course, but yeah, I think approach play is key here, and being able to chip it relatively well is helpful as well. So I'm gonna go with a guy like Russell Henley, 100 to 1 odds. Uh, he's actually, I believe, is he top 10 on approach
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think he
approach game?
could be number one, but I
Number
know
two
yeah.
approach
So
greens
yeah,
strokes gained. So I mean he fits right up there, and he's 26 strokes gained around the greens, so that's helpful. 101 odds, and you know he's the type of player that when he gets it going, he can go hot. So Russell Henley's my pick, my dark
Russell,
horse.
you're a dark horse. I'm gonna go same thing at 100 to 1. Not Russell Henley, but a guy, Sergio Garcia. I
Hmm.
just think it when you talk ball striker, he's definitely always going to be in your conversation somewhere. He
Yeah.
might not be your number one, but for years and years, you've always known him as a ball striker. So I think Southern Hills is going to be fitting for him, and I just have a feeling he has that drive. And who knows, based on the comments a couple of weeks ago, like this, depending on how it works with the PGA Tour, he might not be here anymore. I don't know if that gives him any drive or not drive, but uh, let's go Sergio Garcia. He's been quiet for the most part as an
Mhm.
overall for his caliber type of player. So let's rocking with Sergio Garcia as my dark horse.
Hey, El Nino. Yeah, I
Yes.
still remember. Was that 23 years ago? I mean, obviously I was young, but the highlights of him running up the hill in
Oh,
Medina.
always, always. Oh, that's. I think he closed his eyes. I believe when
Mhm.
he hit the ball.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
iconic. One of the more iconic second place finishes there with Sergio, and Yeah, he's getting up there in age, but man, the dude can still strike it, and I do kind of agree with you. Maybe he's saying, "Look, I'm not going to be here long, so maybe this is my
Yeah.
last hurrah to grab me a major before I go off, get paid." So, hey, I don't blame him. You know, go do what you need to do, man. But yeah, his game is solid, rock solid. Uh, I think we're just going to go with the ball striking theme. I feel like it at 50 to 1 odds. Gosh, 50 to 1 Tigers right there. I'm tempted, but I'm not going to go there with Tiger this week. I'm going to go with the guy next to him, Tony Finau.
Mm.
Striking it well. Hasn't had a great season, but found something in Mexico there where he went low. And yeah, he's a great iron player. He's 32nd strokes gained approach to the green, but when he gets it going, he can stripe it. Yeah, Tony, we know his talent. I'm kind of going back to the well, Mr. 3000, as I
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah, for
before. I
sure.
won the bet with him, so good vibes with Tony. Hasn't had a great season, like I said, but he has made the cut in his last 5 events, so he's at least gotten the playing time, so to speak, and been able to develop some sort of rhythm. So, yeah, and I think he's long, so it doesn't hurt this week. 7,400 yards.
For sure, for sure. Definitely. Always, it's always hard not to pick Tony Finau because the talent he brings and the firepower he brings. So in
Hmm.
reality, like in my eyes, he should be contending every week. So it's always hard to not really pick him when he's not playing.
Yeah.
So for my contender, I'm gonna go with a guy at 60 to 1. I'm going with Luis Oosthuizen,
Mm.
and he's just been solid at big events and me. I know he hasn't gotten it done lately, and just his one win with the uh, Open, and he hasn't won on the PGA Tour and all that stuff. Like I think this week could be a good showing for this guy. And again, he always it's. I think he's due.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think all top fives last year, or something like that in
Some
the major.
yes. So I'm gonna try
Yeah,
to ride the hot. I'm trying to win this thing. So I'm
yeah.
trying to ride the hot hand. So let's go Oosthuizen.
Okay, I like it. Louis. He is a South African, just like Retief Goosen, who won
Yeah,
here in
and
'01, the U.S. Open.
agreed. So it's
Good
trying to
stuff.
stay in that theme.
Yeah, which I think, I mean, Louis is right up there as far, maybe even more talented than Retief. Just hasn't gotten done like Retief has. But in my opinion, he should be right there with Retief as far as the production wise and talent. So, yeah, I like Louis. He should be there. I mean, I think he's just been bothered with some back troubles this year. But if he's healthy and ready to go, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in contention as he normally does. And ball striker, again, we fit in with that theme. For my winner, a guy that's been just playing really well. I've been actually saying this for months. I don't think I've said it on the pod, but I've been really eyeing him for this PGA. He's let me check his odds. I believe he's 20 to 1. Yep. He just finished second. He just won. Mr. Jordan Spieth.
Mm.
Career Grand Slam. Gonna get it done this week.
You know
Yeah.
what's and you know what's funny? That's a great pick because I'm in a string with a couple of my buddies and they've been talking about Spieth a lot, and so
Mm,
that's definitely a solid pick for you this week.
yeah. So whatever that little swing, loop de doop and pull, it's pulling in the right direction. So
Yeah, I mean it
again,
doesn't
iron player
at
doing well.
impact at impact it is where it needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. So, is that anything? Which is funny. We know Spieth for clutch putting and scrambling, and he's actually losing strokes game putting. But again, that iron play, which I think is going to be premium. Plus, like I said, ability to chip it is also helpful here. So, yeah, I've been saying it for months. Maybe off air that I think Jordan Spieth's gonna be a good pick here. So, yeah.
Love it, love it. So for my winner, I've picked them before on the pod, and I'm gonna go with them again. And I'm going Dustin Johnson at 18 to 1.
Again.
Again, I'm trying to win this thing, and he, with the length, I always favor length. And with Dustin, he's just solid when it comes to ball striking.
Yeah.
So like have him roll some putts, and here we are, PGA, and PGA. He's had a knack for, I guess, to be there.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't won a PJ, but yeah, he's definitely always kind of just been there during
Yes,
during this
he's
week.
he's he's lurking.
Yeah, and he had a nice warm up. He was your pick last week. He had a nice warm up week. It wasn't too shabby, middle of the pack, and he showed some good signs.
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
perfect warm up to this week. So I don't blame you. He's a former world number one. We all know that he's got the resume to back it up as well. So again, go DJ. That's our DJ.
And typically, like, once a year, he's typically always holding up the trophy. So why
Yeah,
not this week?
yeah. Why not? He's still got that streak, I believe. Every season since he's been on tour, so it's like
Yeah,
pretty ridiculous. As he should. He's one of the most talented players, really, of all time. So, uh, yeah, go DJ. I like it. Any comments on? We've obviously mentioned him more. Tiger, his chances. He's 50 to 1.
again, it's just Tiger. I'm not worried about the skill. I'm more the thing that gets me to not really be on board is just the reps,
Hmm.
and he talks about it a lot. And uh, the year he won the Masters, we were paired with him in Torrey Pines, and so I already seen it from that week that, like, hey, this guy's trending. And so for not playing, this is his second event in how long? So that when guys are always playing, and you know how golf is, I think you always need to have it some schedule to get to the peak. When again you have the whole field, uh, who else in the field is in Tiger's situation? No one that is taking so much time off. Like, all these guys are regulars that they have a schedule. Some obviously are playing more than others, but again, so it'll be a fun pairing though. The pairing's great. I love that
That's true.
pairing. So uh, can I see him top 10ing? Yes, but just getting through and getting a major, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Just because of the reps.
No, and I definitely hear that, and I think that's kind of what's preventing me from going there as well. Is Tiger's always been known he wants the reps. I mean, I'm not doubting his ability because once you doubt him, that's when he usually does something crazy. But I mean, he's always talked about the reps and playing your way into a major
Yes.
in that sense and finding that rhythm, playing those different shots going into Augusta type of thing.
Right.
Uh, but I mean, at least he's healthy. He definitely looks healthier and healthier as the days go by, and
Yeah. No,
he,
that's definitely good to see.
yeah, and he looks like he's in good spirits. And hey, you know what? Look, if he obviously we would want to see him win, and maybe we've been cursing everyone on the pod anyway, so why not choose him here, and so that he can go ahead and win it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind it. So that's why I'm not going to go ahead and choose him, just so I don't curse him as far as doing well.
Moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, good to see Tiger back. Always exciting, always different, always, that asterisk or whatever when Tiger's in the field. Is something to put on your buckle if you do get a win. Um, anyway, PGA Championship week. Anything that sticks out to you, Derell? Have you caddied for at a PGA Championship or?
Yeah. The only one that I've caddied at is the 2017 one at Quail Hollow. The
Okay.
one, Justin Thomas.
Hmm.
So that one was, again, my first PGA Championship. Amazing. I've always loved Quail Hollow. Quail Hollow is one of my favorite golf courses. It's hard because there's just so much history
Mhm.
with guys like AK winning and Rory and Ricky. Like, a lot of the studs win there, and so Quail Hollow was just something that I remember watching on TV a lot when AK hits that 3 wood or that wood on, with that walkthrough on that par five. Like, that always comes to my mind every time I walk right by there. So uh, honestly, from a personal standpoint, that's my favorite PGA
That's your
memory, just
story.
because
Yeah.
you're a part of it, right? And
Mhm.
so it was just an awesome experience for sure.
Yes, indeed. Tiger and MJ playing in a pro-am years back there,
Yeah.
Wells Fargo. Um, any specific year as far as a PGA Championship that sticks out that you remember that always comes to mind. Maybe that 99 one that we were just talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously when it comes to Tiger, you always remember all his little antics, and was it Bob May, the Yes You May,
Mm,
and that always sticks out. And so I'm gonna be very, because again, with Southern Hills, not knowing too much about it, and when '07 I wasn't really as attentive to it. So
mm-hmm.
this year I'm actually excited to really dive in and pay attention to the PGA Championship.
Get a glimpse of it. Yeah, I remember Woody Austin was contending in that
Yeah.
one, and John Daly in the first round was slapping. I mean, Tiger just told a funny story today that John Daly drank like 13 Diet Cokes that first day. Typical JD, I guess, But yeah, that one was an interesting week. The 2001, actually, either of the Valhalla one when Rory won in 2014, I was, and Phil and Ricky were in contention there. That one sticks out. And the 99 one is probably the one that really I remember most, Tiger winning and then Sergio doing the little scissor kick.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. But hey, it's a major championship. Again, Glory's second shot.
I know
Nailed it.
it's still crazy how it's so soon. So I still gotta wrap my head around that.
Indeed. Anything else, Daryl, before we close out?
I'm good to go. Anything else you got going? Like, talk to me.
Nothing too much. Yeah, just another day of the week, another working now in the office for those who don't know. So that's occupying my time a good bit. But yeah, still playing golf and whatnot. Oh, I do have a golf tournament next week for my company, playing a scramble and going to do some top golf things, some business development stuff. So that
Awesome.
is something to look forward to. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I think that's it, folks. That's all, folks. You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you need to do. Let us know what your thoughts are, who's going to win the PGA and whatnot. You know your words mean something to us.